Midweek Insights meteorologist Danielle Noyes here for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. Here are your headlines, what we're going to cover in this video. A mainly dry Thursday. There'll be a few storms that come into western New England by the evening. We'll take a look at those. Humid Friday and Saturday. It's been such a dry, comfortable stretch that you're going to notice the difference as it gets sticky and the dew point rises. We'll break down a severe weather chance on Saturday and look at the tropics in both the Atlantic and the Pacific with some action going on. In the meantime, we've heard from some of you who said, where does your app work? The answer, everywhere, literally across the country, across the world. Now, there are some best practices if you are going to be using it internationally or abroad. So if you already have our app, check out app.onedegreeoutside.com for some tips and tricks on how to best use it. If you haven't downloaded it yet, it's free. Thousands of 5-star reviews. Give it a try. Search Noyes' 1 Degree Outside Weather in the App Store and Google Play. Also, a reminder, you can tap on the top of the app to watch the stream. And it's always at 1degreeoutside.live. Continuous weather anytime, anywhere. If you've got a smart TV, the YouTube app, open it up, search 1 Degree Outside Network, and you'll see that little live button. All right, let's start in the Pacific with the tropics here. We've got two storms. We have Hurricane Lorena, which is a Category 1 hurricane, and Hurricane Kiko, Category 2 storm. I'm going to play things out. Lorena may strengthen slightly here to a Category 2 storm, cross the Baja into the Gulf of California, and then weaken as she does that, eventually making its way as a leftover area of low pressure over the Sonoran, and eventually bring some of that moisture, downpours, thunderstorms, potential flash flooding into the desert Southwest by the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. For Hurricane Kiko, strengthening to a major hurricane, making westward motion, and then weakening after that, Category 1 storm. But there's Hawaii, so interest in Hawaii. We'll want to watch Kiko closely. There may be some leftover moisture in a weakened form that impacts Hawaii towards the beginning and middle part of next week. In the Atlantic, no big changes since we talked yesterday. A disorganized clusters of thunderstorms off the west coast of Africa, conducive for potential development towards the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. Less dust, a little less wind shear that comes into play. So that may mean a tropical depression formation. That would be Gabrielle. Again, not until potentially Friday or into the upcoming weekend. So we'll watch that closely in the Atlantic for you as well. Meanwhile, one of the big weather stories across the country is the crisp air with temperatures in the northern plains into the upper Midwest, like 20 to 30 degrees below average. At the same time, we've got record-breaking heat possible again, both daily records and potentially monthly records being broken in portions of the Pacific Northwest with highs topping out in the 90s and low 100s. So we're kind of in the middle, right? At or slightly above average, temperatures in the 70s to lower 80s. A cold front will weaken over us during the day on Friday. Another cold front, this is the one that may spark some thunderstorms on Saturday, swings through and will slow down over us, at least along the south coast on Sunday. So we'll talk about what that means. There will also be some thunderstorms that fire up into the central and southern plains, potentially some severe storms there over the next several days. So for us here at home, we start with sun for our Thursday, maybe a touch of valley fog once again that develops, a mainly dry day, some building clouds in the afternoon, but notice through mid to late afternoon, we're mainly dry. Even the evening commute is dry in most areas. There will likely be a broken line of downpours and thunder that comes out of New York and into Vermont between about 6 and 8 p.m. Watch what happens, though, between about 8 p.m. and midnight. It really kind of weakens, but there'll be another round of some downpours and embedded thunder possible during the overnight into Friday early morning. So don't be surprised if you wake up to a few downpours on Friday morning, even in southern New England with some embedded thunder possible. We'll watch that closely for bus stop time for the kiddos. As this front comes in, some of that action in the morning dwindles, but then we may get some breaks of sun and bubble up an additional shower or thunderstorm on Friday. Again, not a washout by any means, but there'll be some scattered action around. Meantime, the humidity is going to be in place. So again, turns sticky Friday and lasts into Saturday. And with another cold front coming in, that does mean that on Saturday, we'll have to watch the potential for some stronger storms, particularly in southern and central New England as the sun breaks out and the warmth and humidity in place. The cold front is that trigger. So timing would likely be during the afternoon to early evening, but obviously we're a few days out from that. We'll watch timing closely. If that shifts just by a couple of hours, that can impact the threat for severe weather. Don't plan on a washout again, but with a lot of, back to school activities and sports and plans over the weekend. I would say it is a day to be weather aware on Saturday. Notice as this front comes in, northern, western, central New England into some downpours and thunder Saturday afternoon. Into the evening, there may be some brief damaging wind gusts, some downpours, some lightning. So if you do have outdoor activities, just keep that in the back of your mind. You want to check back over the coming days in terms of that exact timing. By Sunday, the front is pushing offshore, but we may get a little bit of moisture that lingers in the morning Sunday. That's one thing we'll keep an eye on because there's still signs that we don't really fully clear things out. We'll watch that too. Lingering clouds, and then maybe we get some clearing that comes in after that from northwest to southeast. So maybe Cape Cod especially will hang on to a chance of a shower, particularly in the morning on Sunday. But Sunday, the drier of the 2 weekend days overall. And of course, any changes will keep you posted. We took a look at predicted precipitation yesterday. I just want to show you the same map again today to show you the overall trend, which has not changed very much. A few hundredths to a few tenths of an inch of rain in eastern, southern New England, and then the highest totals, again, this is through Saturday evening, likely focused in western and northern New England, where over an inch of rain will be possible. Now, obviously on Saturday, in any thunderstorms that develop, so localized, you may pick up a quick half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain as they do come through, but it is a mainly dry stretch, no real good soaking rain that's in the forecast here. High temperatures either side of 80 on Thursday. The wind shifting more out of the south will kick up a bit, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Overnight, again, some downpours and thunder in western New England will swing through either side of 60. So not as cool and crisp as it's been, in part because of the clouds that come in and that increase in humidity. You'll feel the difference on Friday, and it's a variable clouds type of day. Clouds, a shower, downpour in the morning, then the sun breaks out, and then we may bubble up a shower through the interior. Highs 80 to 85 in many spots, 70s in far northern New England, wind gusts occasionally over 20 miles per hour. Then Saturday, we're well into the 80s, out ahead of the cold fronts. We may go 85 to close to 90 in southern and eastern New England, cooler north and west of that front as it comes on by, and the front shifts that wind around and brings in the cooler, drier air. So it's a day to be weather aware. Yes, some showers and downpours may linger on Sunday early. We'll be in the 70s, 60s to the north. Of course, big day on Sunday too with the Pats and the Raiders, 1 p.m. at Gillette Stadium. It is looking good for tailgating. We're going to be near 70 and pretty much right around that through the duration of the game. I do think we may have some lingering clouds early, then some breaks of sun may emerge. The wind shouldn't be a big issue for game time either. We'll keep you posted on that forecast as well. If you want some 1 degree outside swag to bring to Gillette Stadium or wear to Gillette Stadium or through the fall season, it's all at swag.onedegreeoutside.com, including gift cards as well. And if you like our content and want to become a member, you can get more. I'm going to drop a podcast hopefully later on this week. Membership.onedegreeoutside.com to sign up.